Plaintiff Corey Alexander says the defendant is his uncle, and Corey claims he is a violent drunk who's even been to jail for domestic battery. Corey claims he's currently in a wheelchair because his uncle assaulted him, so he's suing for pain and suffering and lost wages. Defendant Michael Sims says Corey also has anger issues and was fired from his past 2 jobs for assaulting his superiors. Michael insists Corey instigated the fight, so he's countersuing for pain and suffering and a hospital bill.
Tell me what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here today, and it was sitting in this wheelchair because of an incident that happened between me and my uncle. This incident happened because he was drunk. You know, I love my uncle. I wanted to be just like him. There's a time I used to look up to him. I used to love my uncle. But now I see that he's addicted to alcohol, and he's not a person that...
You all didn't have any problems in the past before that?
Yes, we have problems in the past before.
Like what?
Like when I was 16 years old, my uncle took me to a nightclub. We both got drunk. He fell out drunk on the bar. We got threw out. I had to take my uncle home at age 16. You know, when I was 19. What happened, I was at home sitting eating, and all of a sudden my uncle came in the house, drinking, drunk, kept messing with me, kept pushing on me. I was like, would you leave? He wouldn't leave. So all of a sudden I just got up and we got into an altercation.
You want to give me some background on your association or relationship with your nephew?
Yes, Your Honor. You know, like last couple of jobs he had, you know, he got fired for assaulting his...
That's not true.
Hold on. 2 jobs? He was fired for assaulting someone?
Yeah, his bosses.
Sir?
No, that's not true. It's
never been fired for assaulting?
No, I've been fired for disobedience, but never...
Putting your hands on someone?
Never put my hands on anybody.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
He was fired for putting his hands on his supervisor.
Go ahead.
And
tell me how that went down.
Who, him? I don't... That's what he told me.
Okay. Who is this you have with you today?
My lovely wife.
Do you know anything about that you can stand up and tell me about the fight that he was fired for? Because previous assaults would be very relevant in this case. And he says you've been fired for 2 previous assaults. In fact, what I did hear you say is when you were 19 and he came and was drunk and you told him to go and he didn't go, you got up.
Your Honor, my uncle has been to prison twice for domestic battery.
Is that true?
You know, with my wife, but...
Is it true or not?
Yes.
All right, well, both you all have engaged in assault, in my opinion, because I believe you about him being fired. If you disobey that much, you're ready to fight. Come on, ma'am. You state your name.
My name is Jeanette Sims.
What do you want to tell me?
I don't have... Well, the only thing I know about that is the sister who he worked with is the one who told me he got fired from the job. For assaulting
All right. Okay, let's get to what happened in this instance that you're suing him for.
Okay, on this day, Your Honor.
When?
April. It was April 8th, 2010.
All right.
My uncle came over to the house early that morning. He offered to buy me and my friends a 6-pack of beer. I said, okay. I didn't drink any beer, my friends did. Later on that day, my son come running up to me, says, you need to come down to the house quick. I'm like, what's going on? You know, he said, no, just come, hurry up and come. So I'm walking down the street. So as we walk down the street, I see my uncle's wife standing out in the middle of the alley. Hey, get down here. My husband's in there jumping on your mother. So right then, I break out to a full sprint to the house. Once I get in the house, I see him going after my mother. So I step in between them.
Yeah,
I push him back. And once I pushed him back, I was like, what's going on? She took my beer. I said, what you mean she took your beer? I said, come on, get out of here. No, I ain't going nowhere till she get my beer. So after that, you know, I kind of figured out he wasn't leaving. So I turned around to her and I turned back. He pushing his sleeves up on his arm. So to me, that lets me know he's getting ready to attack. So before he could attack me, I grabbed him around his arms and I took him to the back door. So I dropped him at the back door, and just as soon as I pulled him down, he pulled me off. He pulled me out the back door over 2 steps where I broke my leg. Well, when I hit the ground, I felt my kneecap pop off. Then I laid down on the ground and I couldn't move. Then all of a sudden he jumped on top of me, grabbed by my throat, was getting ready to hit me again. Right at that moment, my mother came out of nowhere, pushed him off me, and which I was glad, you know, because then he got off me and he chased my mother back in the house. Then about a minute later, my brother pulls up. My brother come run up. He said, what's going on? I said, don't touch me. I can't move. I don't know what's wrong with me. Go in the house and check on mom, make sure he ain't doing nothing to her. About a second later, I see him come flying out the back door on his back. And right there, he was laying right next to me. And placing me on the ground. So
Not funny because of what you suffered, but go ahead.
yeah, I have a broken tibia. My tibia was split in half. You know how you take a piece of wood and you chop it in half? That's what my tibia looked like. Also tore my ACL and had a dislocated shoulder. My bone was sticking out of my
Did
arm.
you ever call the police?
At the time I was trying to get them
Did
broke
you call the
up.
police at all during that incident?
I was trying to get him off my mother.
Let's get to you, sir.
All right,
Because the only issue here today is who was the aggressor. Go ahead.
all
My
right,
uncle was the aggressor.
Well, we're going to see.
Yeah.
Your Honor, now, like my sister took my beer out of my truck and took it in the house. I followed her in the house. I said, Gloria, would you get my beer back? No. I said, Gloria, get my beer back, like that. I was sitting on a chair, and then he came back. Oh man, you gonna get out of the house? I said, man, go on, man, just get my beer and I'll leave, like that.
That's a
the
lie.
first time he grabbed me, I grabbed his arm.
What
put
did
him
you
down.
do? You said he's lying. Tell me what you did.
What I did, I reached around, grabbed him, picked him up, carried him to the back door. And I asked him, I said, come on, let's go.
Okay, go ahead.
The first time he grabbed me, I grabbed his arm. I said, Corey, don't grab me no more. And then, my sister was right here. I went to turn, he grabbed me again. And that's when, he tussled, and the door was right there. And we
Did
fell out the
anyone
door.
ever call the police?
After I was on the ground and in pain, that's when his mother-in-law came and called the police.
Is there a police report?
No, the police report wouldn't took me because I didn't press charges.
Why didn't you press charges?
I was in extreme pain.
But you're not in extreme pain. Now, you're here today. So why didn't you get him yesterday or whenever?
I was in the hospital for 2 weeks on permanent bed rest. I couldn't move. Right when
Yesterday, the day before that. Were you in the hospital then?
No.
Who has some written evidence? I don't know.
Yeah,
who to
I
believe.
have written that. It was right
Hand
here.
it to me. What you have, sir?
I have a statement from my mother and my brother.
Good.
So my
Let's
brother,
see it.
My brother threw him out the house.
Okay. Start with my brother Michael drinking. He started drinking early that day. So he went and got some more beer. He came asking me what I did with his beer. So he was making me mad about saying I had his beer. So I called my son to come take Michael out of my house. So he was trying to pull him out the door. That's when they fell on the ground. Michael fell on top. I see nothing about anybody hitting anybody, nothing about anybody choking anybody. And when she told you to take him out, you grabbed him. That's an assault, sir. You assaulted him first. You grabbed him. You say you just put him by the door. Whatever happened, your mother said he fell on you. Your mother didn't say he punched you. Your mother didn't say any of what you just said. You handed me this.
Yes, I
and this
did.
is your own mama.
Yeah.
Who do you want me to believe?
Well, you can believe me, Your Honor, because
Oh, don't believe your mama?
My mother did-
no. I'm
Your Honor.
asking you, don't believe your mama? Your mama's lying?
Yes, with that part
good
she is.
enough. You believe she's lying. All right, sir? But you say you're suing for pain and suffering and a hospital bill.
Right. That's right.
How did he cause you a hospital bill?
When,
His mother said you fell on him. And that's where the injury occurred.
right,
And he was pulling you out
the door and
to
then,
protect his mother, it sounds like to me.
Your
She
Honor.
called him for protection. He came, grabbed you, and you fell on him. That's what your sister says.
Yeah.
All right?
I mean,
so I'm going to believe your sister. I'm going to believe that. I'm going to believe your mama. Both your cases are dismissed. Mutual combat. He had to restrain you or get you out of the house. However, you should have called the police instead of putting your hand on this man. And then secondly, your mother says he fell on you. He did not assault you. Both your cases dismissed. Stop the drinking, both of you.